Shabbat Shalom. Device. Okay. Shabbat Shalom to... I know that in the Philippines is already Shabbat Tov. They are finished with their Shabbat. And here we are profiting the nice weather today. Like a bit summer. It's too hot outside.
Yeah, they call that Indian summer. In November, they call it Indian summer.
Indian summer.
Yes.
Do you know that before?
Yes. En français, c'est l'été indien.
L'été indien.
Été is summer. Indian is Indian.
Because it is autumn.
It's really warm because we have around 24 degrees, 25, which is relatively warm for the season. It's very nice. And nature is beautiful around us. We have the autumn colors and everything is green.
Yeah.
You can flip around to show there.
Yeah.
For the season, we are now the last day from October and is last day.
Kakalbo na ang kahoy namin. You know what kakalbo?
No.
Magiging upaw.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to face the sun. Nasamo ta tani ka wrinkles. Wrinkles kay tiguang na. Wrinkles, do you understand what is wrinkles?
Yeah, wrinkle.
When you get older, we get wrinkles. And you see in my forehead there, is that the wrinkles?
Oh,
I didn't have put anything, any cream in my,
no, you don't need.
my face.
Natural.
Yeah. So the Parasha today is
Lecha.
Lecha.
Go for yourself.
Go for yourself.
Yeah, or you can translate it also. Go toward yourself. In fact, Lecha is to discover ourselves when we trust Elohim. Abraham was called the friend of Elohim because of his emunah. The word translated in faith is a very abstract concept, but when we take the word emunah, which is an Hebrew word for to rely on somebody or the something, is really to stand firm on a promise. And this is what Elohim did with Abraham. Abraham came from a idolater family, idolater tribe, and he was able to follow Elohim. So he went into his journey. Like many of us today, we have to leave behind us all worldly system from our parents, friends, and so on, to walk and to trust, to have our emunah in the living Elohim, the only true Elohim, Elohim Chai, the Kadosh One of Israel. And this is what we have to do. We have to walk without knowing where we are going. But we know through His word the promises are real. And these promises are fulfilled. And they are already fulfilled in Yeshua. This is why we have to trust Jehovah and walk without struggling. Everything will come across our ways. It just strengthens our emunah. Okay? So it's very, very simple. Abraham was a man of emunah, and this is why he was called the friend of Elohim. So, if we want to be called friends of Elohim, we have to rely on Him and not on man. We have to put our emunah in Him, and emunah is built on the Torah. It's built on the Torah, not after legalistic work, which is promoted by many, but according to the Ruach, led by the Ruach in the Torah of faith. Because the Torah is a tree of life. When we take the Torah and let the Torah have its way in us, then it changes, it transforms us. Month after month, year after year, it transforms us from worldly people to spiritual people. And so, we are the one who are called children, Bnei Israel, children of Israel. So this is very important to follow the principle of Abraham.
Yeah. So, little bit question.
Yeah, if you have question.
I have question. When did you start your Lecha?
My Lecha I started 20 years ago. I came from Christianity, and I started after finishing my Bible school. I was trained in a Bible school which is called Rema from the pastor Kenneth Hagin. I visited the Bible school for 2 years in a town which is called Bonn in Germany, and learn what they call the scripture. But I discovered after 2 years to learn, I discovered that I have learned not the Torah, but the doctrine of man. And just after the graduation, I came across a writing from a believer which opened my eyes that outside the Torah there is no emunah, there is only doctrines. So I decided for me and my household with my children to keep the Shabbat. That was the entrance into the kingdom, because the Shabbat is a door to the kingdom. Yeshua says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. In the tabernacle there are 3 doors. And we have to go through the 3 doors in order to be in the presence of Elohim. And we can only do that through Yeshua, by our emunah. And 20 years ago, I decided. And I had to pray at every price. It was very, very hard for me, because I lost my job, I lost my family, I lost everything I had in order to start again. I was a love, but that is do not change my way, because I was really absolutely convinced and decided to follow Elohim and not man. And when I went into the Christian church, I realized after many years that I do not follow God, I follow man's doctrine. And this is why 20 years ago I make the step to start to keep the Shabbat, and my life was changed. Not in finance. In finance was the opposite. In finance I lost all my privilege which I had. I was a businessman. I was working on my own. I had a lot of money, but the money do not make everything. After that, my income fall down. But what I can say, in the last 20 years, Elohim has never let me alone, even in difficult time. I have always trust Elohim, put my emunah in Elohim, and He always brought me through until this very day. Today, in 2020, 20 years later, I thank Jehovah for having opened my heart and my eyes to the truth, and I will regret nothing. Yes, even if it is painful, there are situations which are painful, but Elohim knows everything, and one day He will fix everything. Everything will be fixed for His own glory, and His name will glorify. So, this is an encouragement for everyone. If you face difficulties because you walk in the Torah, do not look at the difficulty, look at Elohim and give thanks, everything. We have a good friend of us, a Jew, who will tell us, we give thanks to Elohim always, in good and bad times. When we get up, we give thanks, no matter what it is, because Elohim knows our situation, and He will bring us out. That is what Abraham did. Abraham did not pick and choose, or the choose and pick. He walked according to what Elohim has put in his heart, and when Elohim talked to him, he knew that it was for his good. And so he has become the fathers of many nations. So it is the same for us. We have to walk in the way chosen for us by Elohim.
Okay. So my question myself, how do you about me? Is it considered, because myself, when I start with the Torah with you, when we met, how is it? Is it considered a Lecha, or
Yeah.
because I am with you?
Is it also Lecha? Because when you see the attitude of Sarai do not say anything. She just follow her husband. She was humble enough to follow her husband, even if she also, being the daughter of Avram brother, was also from an idolater family. But when the husband decided to walk and to leave Haran, then she follow him. She didn't discuss. And I will encourage every young woman who is married or who want to engage with a man following the Torah. Then you have to understand that you will have to follow your husband and pray for him, not thinking that you can change anything. Only Elohim will change that. So you have to trust Elohim for your husband, and of course, the husband has no power, is not better than the woman. Don't mistake me, because the man should love his wife. It is where Paul explained that should love his wife as Yeshua loved the assembly. You see the Kehillah. So we need also to understand that the woman's part is to emulate the husband to do his task, to walk in his way. She's there to help. She's a helper. And the help is not underneath, is not lesser. The husband has no right to abuse her or to make her do what he wants. No, everything must be for the good of the marriage, which represent the Kehillah, with Yeshua. The marriage is the first Kehillah, husband and wife, under the leadership of Yeshua. So, for the woman, I want to encourage you to think about that, not to think that you are under pressure. You are not under pressure. But when you submit to your husband in a positive way, you are not a slave. You are not slave. You are equal to the man in the eyes of Elohim. You are not to be a slave. You are equal. But the way it is prepared for us, we have been born as man. You have been born as woman. So the man has his own task, and the woman has her own task. But the man has more responsibility because he's a man. But the man is incomplete. I say, is incomplete without his wife. So, in order to become echad, to be one, we need both sides. We need the husband and the wife, and both of them have to do their part. If they do their part, then it is fine.
There is harmony in the marriage.
Yes.
When you are,
Yes.
everyone is fulfilling his or her position towards, you are my head, and your head is Mashiach.
Yes.
So,
Yes, and this is very important to understand the principle. The man cannot decide just because he wants to decide, just because he wants that. No, he must always consider the good of his wife and the children. He is the head of the family, and he has a responsibility to carry out the Mashiach in the family. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it is all, or you still have more to say?
No, it's okay. I let that to sink in your meditation, and to think that you, as a woman, you are precious like a man is precious in the sight of Elohim. There is no difference.
Yeah. So when a woman, because it's written, when a man shall leave.
A man shall leave his father and mother to cleave to his wife. This is a man who live to cleave with his wife, you see. And this is very important. So don't worry about that. Do not worry about anything. Don't try to force anything, because by force we reach nothing. So don't try to force, but be patient in the challenge. Love your husband. Love your husband. To love your husband do not mean that you have to be a slave. That's nothing to do with that. But know your responsibility. Pray for that. Pray to Elohim to reveal your responsibility in the marriage, in the family, what you have responsibility, and submit. Submit is it is equal to not to force anything. It's not to be a slave. It's not to force anything. Maybe you don't like something. Just be patient. If you don't like it, doesn't mean that it is wrong.
What do you mean, like the man or the woman?
No. I speak for the woman.
Okay.
Maybe you don't like something in the family. It doesn't mean that it is wrong. So before arguing with the husband, you should pray. And if you pray, you will see that Elohim will reveal to you what is good, what is not good. And if the husband is abusing his position, then instead to attack the husband, pray to Elohim. Pray for him.
Yeah.
Pray for him that Elohim give him the desire of his heart. He will give him the desire. He will put his desire as a husband in his heart. But if you attack the husband, the man is not the same constriction as a woman. The man is like a predator, is like a lion. He's there to attack, to prepare everything, So you have to know that we are not like women. A woman is more sensitive and more spiritual than a man. But the danger is when the woman uses her spirituality, that she can lack of discernment and go on the wrong side. Because spirituality brings us in a higher level, which is a mixed world. So be careful. Do not abuse your spirituality. The woman have a better sensibility to the spiritual realm than the man. The man has to work out his spirituality. The woman is more sensitive. But this sensibility comes only if there is harmony in the family. If there is harmony. Okay? So don't forget that. We are bound. When you are married, husband and wife, when you are husband and wife, then we are bound. We are bound, and this is very important because in the book of Kohelet, Ecclesiastes, Solomon said that a threefold cord cannot be easily broken. What is a threefold cord? It represents the man, the husband, the wife, and Elohim. This is the threefold cord, cannot easily be broken. So if Elohim is always in the midst of your discussion, of your walking, or your decision, then you will see everything will be fine, and you call blessing. The blessing will come. And don't limit the blessing to money. That's not only the blessing. Blessing is a shalom in the house. That is a great blessing.
Oh, yeah,
shalom in your house.
Shalom.
Shalom with your peace. Shalom when you go out. Shalom when you go eat. Divine protection against abuse, against violence, against everything when you go out, when you come in. That is a real shalom. Okay, when you feel that in your heart, when the shalom enters your heart, you will know that you are at peace with Elohim and that He's always there. Okay? So, it's very important to understand that. Everyone, man and woman, husband and wife, must take his own position and not to enforce something to the other. It's both for both sides. It's for both sides. Okay?
So,
And many times we will have to adjust. We need to adjust. The emunah, the life we have, is a long journey. It's a long journey. So what you said today, you have to look it in the lintel 20 years later. How I was 20 years ago. Do I have I am better today? Do I have progress? And if you see I have no progress, there is a problem. Because every day we must progress. We must progress. This is a change in life. We are called to become more and more in the image of Yeshua. So that when He comes, He will recognize His people. And we will be transformed in His likeness. At this time, there will be the last transformation. We will see as He is. And we will be transformed in His likeness. Spiritual people. Okay? So, think about that and just pray. Pray for your husband. Husband, pray for your wife. And pray for unity in the family.
yeah. Unity.
Unity in the family.
Yeah. Now, my question, another one, because not everybody as a couple that the husband is more matured, but more only the woman is more matured than the man. So now there are many married young man with the still lack of maturity in in the marriage because they don't know. We run our marriage by like others,
Yeah.
So how do we reconcile that? Handle.
It's very simple.
Because
If
for example, wait, like you and me, because our gap is
it's a big gap.
big gap we have. So it's different. You are more mature than me. You have more experience in life. But those who are young couple, they are not yet matured. Most of the time the young man are still. That is the
Alors,
problem for many.
First mistake in the world today. First mistake is that the girls today, the young women, married men was in the same age. That is first the first mistake. Why? Very simple. Because a girl in a young age is more mature than a man. A man achieves his maturity around 40. A girl, she can be already mature with 20 or even 17.
17.
17, yes, depending on the responsibility she has, if she has a baby or she has no baby, and so on and so on. Okay, so this is the first mistake. Okay, first mistake is I will encourage a girl to look for a husband which is more mature in age than her, because he will bring more stability in her house. Okay, he will not react. But I compare the young man in the same age with the girl like rooster. They are like rooster. Rooster, they fight everywhere for the woman, for the chicken. They are fighting, always fighting, and this is not the way it should be. Okay, so that is my advice. It is my understanding, and I defend that. Now, if per adventure the girl is more mature than the husband, let's say she has been raised in a godly family who keep the Shabbat and fear Elohim, and the husband is just coming now into the faith, and he's a young man, he's like the same age, let's say the same age, okay? Then this do not give the woman authority of husband, but she will have the responsibility to pray for him, and not to try to educate him, not to try to force him to. No, it will not work. It will not work, because in the man at this age is lack of understanding, it's lack of knowledge, it's lack of spirituality. So if you are in this case, you need to be patient, and if you really love the man you choose, then you will have to put that into action in prayer. In prayer. And when I say prayer, it's not one prayer. It is every day to pray for the husband. And even when he goes not like you want, you have to do it. Okay? This is why when you are friends and you see them speaking about marriage, you should advise them to look for a mature man. Maturity by a man is to be found around 40. This does not mean that there are not younger men who are mature. It might be. I don't say that. But in general, you should, if you are 20, 21, 20, let's say between 20 and 25, you should look at a man which is at least 15 years older than you. And you will see, if you go into the scripture, all the husbands were older than the wife. All of them. And there is a reason for that.
Because if you say that to go 40, you know what, my dear? I will expose this in the live now. I don't look for, when I'm looking for a man, I'm not looking for 40, because myself, I don't like there are still 40 who are not matured, my dear.
Yes, I agree with you. This is the lack of Torah. But you have two aspects. Okay, we have to take the same people, okay? If we take a man from 20 who is walking in the Torah, and the man who is 40 walking in the Torah, if I have to choose, you should choose the man of 40, because he may lack in Torah knowledge, but he will have more stability in his life, and he will bring the stability in the life of the woman. This is what I mean, okay? So don't neglect that.
But you mean that when you are age of 20, the woman, they have to look for 40?
I will advise, yes, they will have to look for a mate which is around 40, can be 38 or 41 or 42. Yes, I will advise that. I will advise.
But it depends on the person. Huh?
Yeah. It doesn't.
It depends on the person of the woman.
If you look at Yitzchak, if you look at Jacob, you look. They were much older than all their wives.
Oh yeah,
much older. Abraham was 10 years minimum. But at this time, don't forget that Abraham has only one wife, while all the people have 2 or 3 wives. But Isaac, Jacob, David, they were all much older than their wives. And this is what enabled them to fulfill their call, because the wife was dedicated to follow the husband. The wife was dedicated to follow the husband. It's not the husband to follow the wife. It's the wife to follow the husband. But when I say to follow, it doesn't mean that the husband has the right to put down the wife. That's not what I mean. This is very important. You had the testimony. We are 15 years together, so you know that I never tried to put you down. But we want to see the balance We want to see the balance.
in that.
And the balance in a young man is not there. You can speak as a woman. You cannot speak as a man. I know men. I am in the age I can discern easily. When I talk to a man, I can easily discern what is in this man.
But you know, it's not all men is the same like you, my dear.
Once again, I say, there is also exception. It's not always so. But if you take the risk to marry a young man because he's in your age, you are in the way, you may be in the way to put yourself in jeopardy. That is what I mean.
Myself to put him in jeopardy.
I don't speak about yourself, we speak about women now. So don't speak yourself, you're finished, you are married for until the end. So don't speak about yourself. You are married, my dear, you are married with me
But
till
it's
the
finished
end.
with us. We're finished with
So
us.
don't speak about yourself. I speak about girls who are 20 now. You have to be very careful because it is your eyes to decide. It's not the inner man. It is the eyes. Oh, he's good looking. He has nice hair.
But this
He
one
has
is today.
nice shape. And that is a trap. That is a trap. If you follow that, you will be disappointed. Pray for the right husband. Pray, and don't be afraid to look at the man which is much older than you, 30, 35, 40. Don't be afraid about that. Look at the man before you decide, and look especially at his behavior. Don't take a decision straight away. Just look at his behavior. Words are not enough. Actions speak louder than words. So you have to know that. It is by action that we recognize the right husband, not by his nice word. You know, we men, we can pack words like flowers, but at the end is nothing behind it. And the flower, when there's no water, she fade away. It fade away. So you have to look at the action. And when you are attracted by a man, be patient with yourself before you decide anything or make a promise. But look at the man and say, okay, I appreciate you, I like you, let us work together. Okay? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to kiss. You don't have to go in the bed. You don't have to do nothing. You just spend time together to appreciate. And day after day, when you work together, you will realize, who is this man? Is he really what he say? Or is just a facade, just a wall? You understand?
Okay.
And so you will avoid many deception. That's my
Eyes closed.
words. Finish.
Okay, shalom. That's all.
Shalom.
That's
May
all our
Yahweh
topic.
bless you and keep you, and may He
But
open your eyes and guide
is
you.
it Lecha? You're talking about man wife now. It's no more Lecha.
Oh, you are speaking about you and me. You introduce the marriage. I don't introduce marriage. You introduce marriage.
No, because
dear.
my question
Don't mix the thing. Okay. Be blessed with your word, and if you want to have Lecha, just listen from the beginning again. Okay. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom
Shabbat
Aleichem.
for us.
Shalom Aleichem.
Those who are finished.
Amen.